So, Manny, how are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Had PT today, and to be honest, I was like slumping it all day.
Okay.
Um,
Why slumping it?
it, I've been in a funky groove these past few days. I haven't been feeling well. I can tell that I'm getting sick, and I know flu is going around again. I don't know
Mm.
which variant, but there's a few things that are going around. Um, and like I could feel the body aches. I was coughing a lot today. Took a little bit of medicine this morning and just no motivation to do anything. I wasn't even motivated to lay down. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But like anything and everything I did, I was either in pain or like weepy, and I
Yeah.
was just like, this feels disgusting. So, um, Zoe kind of helped me out.
Oh, okay.
I fed off of her energy after I got her from school because I was in a state where I was like passing out in and out of like consciousness. I don't think it was sleep. I just was not feeling good. Temp was up there. Um, and then my alarm goes off to go get Zoe, and it you've heard my alarm. My
Mm.
main alarm.
Yeah.
It shocks you. it's it, it's the alert sound from Metal Gear Solid uh with Snake in it, and sometimes when you're really zoned out, it really like startles your mentality, and you're just like, oh. I mean, with myself, I get startled very easily from everything. But I got up and I was like, all right, let's go get Zoe. And as soon as I said, let's go get Zoe, Ella was hooping and hollering. She was in her room, but she heard that. And mind you, I was speaking at this volume. When
Yeah.
my alarm went off, I was like, all right, it's time to go get Zoe. And I hear her screaming. I'm not going to do it now because then I'll be screaming in someone's ear. Just happy to know it's time to go get Zoe from school. Zoe's coming home. She gets to spend time with her
That's
sister.
what I'm saying. I told you, winning.
Okay.
They love each other. That's nice.
I
That's a win.
okay. It really is a win. It is a win, and hopefully
See?
they stay like this. But when I heard Ella get all excited, it made me smile. And like I know that I forget the scientific means behind it. Like when you smile, it triggers like positive neurons or something like
Well,
that.
you have a dopamine hit, but that's because you're happy. So it's not necessarily a smiling factor, but that's the biggest thing is when you feel that like sensation of happiness, it's your dopamine.
Yeah.
And so that is a piece of like part in your brain where it's shooting out those dopamine sensors. Like, yeah,
Peanut looks so dumb.
Peanut does look dumb.
He's so silly.
I want
Our
to ask you a
dog.
question.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what you're saying. So I'm sorry. Would you like to finish
Real
your
quick,
story?
sure.
Yeah.
So we get Zozo. While we're getting in the car, Ella's super happy because there's like a fresh layer of powder down. Because it was snowing while we were inside after we dropped her off this morning. We get Zoe. She is like ecstatic. Sister's home. We get home. She wants to do nothing but play with Zoe. But instead, I had Zoe helping me in the kitchen. So we're prepping the meals. Zoe was a champ. She's in the kitchen helping me cook and still occupying her sister. And most of it was because I let her slip away for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I could hear Ella just like, I really want to play with someone, and I know Zoe's going to give me that childhood play. But she really pulled through for me this afternoon.
It's awesome.
And I really needed it. And she kind of like, what is the word, got my engine going?
Yeah.
So once I was doing that and the cooking and you came home, I was like, all right, I'm on my feet. Let's keep this going and like keep this feeling, so to say. And like, you agitated me a little bit when you got home, but I wasn't going to let that get me down.
Yeah. I got you.
Now, like you were trying to ask me?
Yeah, video games.
Okay.
So, you got mad because I was talking to Keaton.
Yo, how do you not know? How do you not know what your wife is
so
playing?
many games.
No, I don't.
Yes,
you know
do.
as well as I do. When I'm playing a game, I'm fixated on that game for a while or two.
So look.
Okay, maybe 3 or 4.
Exactly.
But the thing is,
so the thing is, you play like 4 games using your PC and your TV and the Xbox, and your phone, you have like 7 other games on top of that. You play a lot of games,
Okay,
man.
sir. What I do is I play 2 games on the PC at once, and
I
then
play
I play
0.
a mobile and a console game.
Yes, and so I'm saying any amount of games that you play is more than 0, so it always feels like a lot.
Okay. I'm sorry you're losing in the game realm.
Dang, facts.
So where are you getting at? That like I was upsetting spaghetti because you didn't know what I was doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be ashamed.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. So you're playing, you already beat Red Dead, you beat
100%.
Hogwarts.
100%.
And right now you're playing Crash Bandicoot?
No.
No, it's the other one. It's Blink.
Blinks. It's an
Blinks,
Xbox
yeah.
original game. And I mean
So
like
you're playing Blinks.
the first Xbox.
Yeah, I remember. And Sims, you're always playing.
I'm always playing Sims 4. Sims 3. Oh, how did that even come out of my mouth?
I know, because you hate Sims 4.
I hate Sims 4.
All right, you ready? Hard opinion. Tell me everything bad about Sims 4. Like, if you could fix it, wave a magic wand. Like, what is it?
Listen, the main thing, they took away open world.
Unbelievable.
Like,
How
for you to
they?
go in and out of an area, it's a loading screen all the time. And people are like, it's not the same on the PC. I can't go across town without it going to a loading screen. Functionality, gameplay, the graphics aren't even that good. Everybody was like, oh my God, Sims 4 graphics are so much better than Sims 3. It's really not that much of a difference. Like, you get a little bit more bubbly. I will admit, character customizations, it's a lot better than it used to be.
Okay.
But when I'm playing Sims, I want there to be more building options to really dive into, you giggle, but to really dive into that like architecture side and feed that need.
You know what I realized, which I'm curious about?
Mm-hmm.
You play Sims. Is that the only way to play Sims? Like, people care about
building?
the people, right?
No, there's full storylines and everything.
Yeah, so like people care about the people.
I've done them so many times.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so because I remember you used to care about the people. Like, you would play.
I still do. After
like,
I'm
you
done
would mess with
building,
them.
I finish doing my edit mode and build by, and then I just do the actual gameplay. And that is how I play 2 games at once. So when I'm playing Sims 3, I have it open on one screen, and I know you're like, that's crazy. And I'll be playing Fallout 4 on my main screen, because on my one screen, I have my Sims, they are fully automated, and I'm like, all right, all the building and buying stuff is done. Here's a butler, go crazy. And they take care of their stuff. They're working on their skills.
2 games at once.
Sometimes it's more.
I know.
Sometimes.
And you were just saying that your gameplay is simple, and I should know it from the top of my head, right? That's complicated.
No, you should
to explain to someone.
You should at least know what I'm playing. I don't expect you to know what I'm doing, but you should know what I'm playing.
I don't know what Fallout is anymore. Like, I'm an old man.
That's crazy. You got me into Fallout.
I'm an old man, Becca. I don't play these games anymore.
That's crazy. You're the reason why I play Fallout, because I used to hate Fallout.
Because Fallout 3 was great.
Fallout 3 is okay. I tried playing Fallout 2. It's so bad. It's bad because I started with new and I went backwards.
Yeah.
So that's why I consider it bad. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't. I'll openly admit it. I tried just to dabble in Fallout 2, and it was like, that's a drug I want to stay away from. But Fallout 3 is okay. I really appreciate the storyline. I did not finish the game. So what I did was I watched it on YouTube. I tried, but because I started with 4, I'm like, the gameplay is really bad.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I really don't like that you can't build.
This is crazy. I beat Fallout 3.
You didn't beat it.
Yeah, I did. I beat the main storyline.
Oh,
Ting!
anyone can do that.
But you didn't.
No, it's so bad.
Dang!
Yeah, it's so bad.
Dang. I need a trophy for that.
I made immediate enemies with the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3, and I kept getting attacked by death claws. I don't know if that's normal, but I also kept getting lost.
Sounds like you don't know how to play the game.
Honestly, I can just give it another go. We have it, and I should give it another go. But it's very rare for me to like old games if I start new. Like, I started
But you like Hitman.
Hitman, I started with the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Wow, you're old.
You're younger than me. Anyway, this wasn't even our topic for today, but I'm okay with talking about games.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about something serious because I had some serious stuff on mine, and I was like, nah.
We can save it for another day, and I can do more than one cast. So, but anyway, so the gaming. Do you mind if I keep talking? Like, are you cool with that?
I want the game. Yeah,
Becca's breakdown.
Becca's breakdown. Give me your gaming opinions. I was like, hey, let's go into Halo and the storyline. Like, let's do it all.
We will get there. I'm not going to talk about Halo just yet and how they're breaking my heart, but we will get there.
You don't like Nude Master Chief? What was his name? Master Cheeks? Master Cheeks!
I'm not dealing with that right now.
Master Cheeks!
We will get there in this cast, though, okay? I was just checking on baby through the baby monitor. All right. So, we were just talking about Fallout, the setup. Because you were like, what are you playing and how are you playing it? Typically, when I play a game that requires my full attention, or at least most of it, that's always my main screen. I'll have Sims on one side, and sometimes I'll have a mobile game open at the same time. And it's usually like one of those idle games that I'm like waiting for resources to accumulate.
Okay.
As well as I do, I play a lot of simulated games and a lot of like building. I mean, I think that falls under the simulation games.
Yeah, I think that you would have fun playing video games with Keaton.
Oh, probably.
Like the Factorio.
Does he rage out at all? Because I don't vibe with ragers. I don't think
so. Okay. No, like he's he gets upset because he tries to optimize the game and stuff, and he'll like find everything and he'll optimize all the stuff. I love that. I love that. I know. And for me, it's not about just getting that count not like checked off. Mm-hmm. I like the lore. I that's one of the reasons why I don't do well with games that don't have a storyline. And someone tried to put me on to... What's up? You're specific about your storylines, though, because you like open world. You don't like a direct storyline. So, like, you don't like that it forces you to, like, do
I'm not so much of a fan of that. Like, I wasn't a fan of Resident Evil games. Mm-hmm. For one, the gameplay is awful. And like everybody was like, "Oh, Resident Evil 6 is probably the best one." We played it, and I was like, "This is trash."
That was really bad, though.
It was so bad.
And we were laughing
because you expect it based on the year it comes out. You expect it to be more modernized. It was so bad. Like I shouldn't have to stand and stop to shoot.
Yes, that was so funny. The most advanced Navy SEAL in the world. I can't walk and shoot.
Like that what? Me up. What? Or you can't climb a wall? What? So, yeah, that was awful. And, like, I'm not bashing the creators. They clearly have a set style in which they create their games. Because you notice that they're pretty much all the same. Now
we're clipping your meanness, and that's going to be our short.
What?
So we're going to clip you being mean, and we're just going to send that off as the short.
Oh, please don't. I don't need a thumbnail saying, like, watch this degraded 30-year-old, 30-year-old and, like, crazy. People are just changing what it says or whatever. Please don't. But, I'm more of a fan of open world, open decisions.
Like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, well, because Horizon Zero Dawn, is not necessarily open decision.
Saints Row?
Yeah. Skyrim.
GTA.
So. Because GTA, you're a criminal regardless. Mm. And, like, if I could, I would change it, but then it would defeat the purpose of the game.
Cyberpunk.
I didn't play Cyberpunk yet.
Mm. Oblivion,
yeah.
With Skyrim, I guess. Yep.
I loved Oblivion, but, like, I'm not one to say that it's better than Skyrim.
I get that, yeah.
A lot of people are saying that Morrowind or Oblivion is better than Skyrim, and I'm like, are you out of your mind?
I like Skyrim more.
Yeah, and I played them. I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion.
I really liked Oblivion when I played it. Dude, the arena, going out to the docks, like, I liked it a lot. But I can't replay it. I mean, I might be able to replay it now. I kind of want to try to replay Oblivion.
Well, we have it, and I have it on my PC. I think you would like it. I don't have the overhaul version, the modded version, where it makes it look new, mainly because my PC is not a PC, it's a laptop, so it wouldn't be able to handle it. it's a gaming laptop, but it's more of like, here is a gaming laptop that you can play the game, but don't try to do anything like above and beyond.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. It gets very hot. But anyway,
spicy.
Morrowind, in my opinion, was visually bland.
Morrowind was the online one?
No.
Oh.
That's ESI. Elder Scrolls Online. And that's the one that we try to play. And you have to go into the portals from like the lobby.
I didn't like it.
I don't like playing with people online. And I really don't like games that are based online. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. It was it kind of reminded me of Fortnite, but more fantasy based.
That's interesting. I didn't get Fortnite.
Not with the building aspect, but like people running everywhere. You know what? No, not Fortnite. Let's say like Wizards of Waverly Place, where you have.
I didn't play Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yes, you did. Oh wait, that's a show. What is that called?
Club Penguin?
Wizards 101.
Wizards 101. Oh my
gosh, yes. It kind of reminded me of that. Not the visuals, but how the gameplay was and the spawning of the NPCs. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Actually, Lord of the Rings Online, it was like that.
Never played it.
I know you didn't, but I did. And it was very much like that. Lord of the Rings Online can be like fun to screw around in, but it's not for me. I don't like playing with other people online.
You're not Bilbo Baggins around?
That was terrible.
I know. That was ready for it.
It was so bad. But I did not mean to laugh like Janelle from Ridiculous.
I don't know.
That's the blonde chick from the show.
Oh, Ridiculousness.
Yeah, Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And you hate her laugh. I think most people hate her laugh. To the point where they think it's funny and they're like, I love that I hate her laugh because it's funny.
It's a unique laugh.
She seems pretty dope, but that's off topic. So yeah, the gaming. Getting back to the setup because you keep getting me distracted.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah. So the 2 games on the laptop, mobile.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 2 games on the laptop,
crazy,
mobile, and then the TV.
Crazy.
It really depends on what it is. All right, stick with me.
I'm right here.
So like, if it's a game that doesn't require my attention the entire time, then I'll put it on by my laptop. You know, farm. It's called farming, where you're just like trying to raise skills, resources, etc. Same thing with the mobile, and then I'll play my most attentive game on the TV or like somewhere else, like mix up the cycle. I know you're laughing because you're like, yo, this girl is wild. No, my wife is crazy.
It's not. I don't think you're crazy. I think that you're a gamer, and like I understand the culture, so like I get it.
Do you know?
But it is funny.
A lot of gamers and some non-gamers don't consider people who play simulations gamers.
I don't. Yeah. I'm not one of those people. I think that if you play a game, it is.
I'm like, I'm gonna do me in my house because like I could care less.
You could be like addicted to slots, and I'd be like, yeah, you're a gamer.
You have a gambling addiction, sir. But no, it's just I really actually want to try out the games that Keaton has recommended, and I would love to do like a co-cast with him, but I also need a better system to run them on.
I get that. Dorian started streaming. Apparently, Keaton watched him stream and stuff. But like, apparently, they all hang out and stream. Alex streams.
That's cool.
That's like the normal thing, I guess.
That's cool. I've been asked to stream, and like I said yes to someone, and I have yet to do it. I'm also scared to stream.
Why?
Well, I have a family I want to protect, and people are crazy. Like,
it's fine.
I'm not okay with it. Like, I'm not okay with if my daughter walks across a screen and someone's like, she got that BBL, like, I'm gonna shut my system down, and then I'm probably going to cyber stalk you. Because now we have a problem that you're calling out my 8-year-old because of what she looks like. I'm not okay with that. You remember I found their pictures online, serviced through pornography sites.
Yeah.
And I was not okay with that, which is why I took down our videos off of TikTok, because that's what I found on the sites. And I'm just like, this is not cool, guys.
The thing is that
I know once it's outlined, it's out there.
Well, it's not that. I'm talking about like it's just us. Like it's just adults.
What do you mean?
Streaming. Like just keep
I know, but that's why I was like, if one of them walks behind me,
then tell them to get out of the way. Like 1 second on screen. I get that. You know what I mean? Like
I just want to protect my family, and I'm also scared to stream because I'm like, I know I'm not the best looking person, and I can be rather annoying. I don't say things right, so like I'm very self conscious about me and my problems. You know, so
my love, everyone has problems.
I know.
Let's have fun.
I've seen what's out there. I know.
Let's have fun. That's it. You know, play video games, hang out, spend time with the family, have a nice relationship.
Yeah,
that's it.
I've been asked to stream on Discord, and I was like, maybe.
Discord's weird though, because Discord you connect your internet to Discord. Yeah. And so they see what you're on all the time. Like it's apparently
it's not just Discord. Because when I used to play GTA, some dude was like, "Are you at so and so address?" And I was like, "Oh, it's not hard to pull it up."
No, I'm saying they put it publicly out. Like it's just like a common thing. That seems weird. Like you just let people know every site you're on. Like I don't see the appeal for that.
I don't like that. Like I don't want them to know what I'm doing all the time. Yeah, and like I'm not doing questionable things. It's just a private life is a private life.
Correct. For a reason. Like you just don't need to know 24/7 of what someone's life is doing.
Yeah.
So I get it.
And like some people have mentioned that you can use separate devices on separate IPs and just keep essentially keep your lives separate. And I'm like,
but why put anything?
That seems like a very excessive way to lead a double life, essentially.
From the public. That is pretty hilarious. I'm just going to hide from all my followers.
Yeah. And like to each their own. It's just not, it's not for me as of right now.
Yeah.
So I will continue to consider it, but it's not on my radar. I'm not looking to gain anything from it.
Yeah. I get it.
Like even on Facebook, if I see someone starts following me that I don't know, I block them.
Can you follow people on Facebook? You don't do friend requests anymore?
Yeah, for years now. You could do friends, really? You could do follow. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't use Facebook.
Social media, it's all in a pool. And everybody's trying to do the same thing with the beach ball.
That's funny.
So it's just different faces. That's it.
I got you. Yeah, no, I just use LinkedIn. And actually I connected with Justin on LinkedIn today.
Who's that?
My employee.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget that it's not just Deanna.
You're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up, I shot him over a message because I finally put publicly my LinkedIn profile and the new job, and I connected with all the people that I have.
Which, congratulations again. It's like, I cannot be more proud of you that you took whatever steps that we needed you to, and you put some really important stuff on the back burner. But yeah, I'm still very proud of you for that.
It's just health and sleep, sweetheart. It's not important stuff.
I was talking about Omni, but I mean, honestly, you're not losing that much sleep.
Now, yes. Now I'm good.
You're not losing that much sleep because you're not working two full times.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm taking a breather right now.
Which,
but I think my breather's over, by the way.
You know how many people find it crazy, and some people are like, it's impossible to work 2 full times. And I'm like, no, it's not.
They just don't understand. Like, they just don't get it. And you know what? I get it. It's hard, and people don't understand how hard it takes, like how much effort it takes. They just don't get it.
I can't do it anymore. Right. I can't do it anymore. I remember I tried to do 10s. Back at the casino because I wanted to give it a go. It was very poor timing though because I was pregnant, and my boss at the time, she could tell it wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah,
but she still entertained because I was like, sure. I would really like to do Monday to Thursday 4 10s. Do you think we can work that out? And since one of our other guys did, he did it to where he was working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but he was also doing 4 10s. Yeah. Our schedules would be perfectly matched up to where if I wasn't there, he was there.
Yeah.
And she was like, we can try. but I'm only going to schedule you for your regular 8-hour shift, and you can see if you can go past it. I didn't go past it.
That's so funny.
And
that's really nice of her. That's
yeah,
really
she
nice.
was.
What a boss move.
That's why I'm like, if I was to go back, it was for her.
Yeah, what a boss move.
100% would be for her. And it wasn't just for that. Like we had a very powerful dynamic working together, and like just I don't know, just have a great dynamic together on the team. But yeah, she knew I couldn't do it, because like come towards the 7th hour mark, she texted me while she was at home. She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, I'm gonna leave at my 8-hour mark. And she sent me LOL, and she was like, "See, I told you, it's just too much." She said, "Maybe if you weren't pregnant, you could probably do it, but you're about to deliver your baby, so it's not gonna go over well right now." And I was like, "Well, you were right. When you're right, you're right."
That's funny.
But I mean, looking at the casino and gaming topic, I was allowed to game at my desk. That's long as the work got done, and that needed to be underlined.
Yeah.
The work never got put on the back burner. And that was something that I had no issues with. However,
that's crazy though. I couldn't imagine playing a video game at my desk. Like at any of my jobs.
Even if you open up your phone, you're like, honestly, if you're not working and you're doing something else, the line's not that thick.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just, I don't know, that seems...
It was something that I had to ingrain into my colleagues' mind, that we may be allowed to do this, but we're only allowed to do this because we get our jobs done.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand that meant work always came first, not finish this level and then go tend to that phone call.
Yeah, you're like you're like fireman. Like in IT, you know what I'm saying? Like the IT department is
whatever
like
you're
fireman,
doing gets
like,
put down right now.
Exactly. You could be lifting weights, you could be taking a nap, but as soon as someone puts in that ticket, you're up.
We were figuratively putting out fires every day.
Yeah.
And that was something that he didn't quite get until he got in trouble directly. And when he got in trouble directly, I had to sit down with him afterwards, and I was like, if we lose this privilege, I will never let you work comfortably ever again.
That's such a wild threat. I will never let you work comfortably.
Oh,
That's
yes.
a crazy threat.
And since I was pregnant too, everybody took whatever I said very seriously. I don't know what it is about pregnant women that really intimidates people. Because remember, when I was pregnant, one of our other coworkers on staff, down on the gaming floor, she was pregnant too. And she was just finishing her pregnancy when I was in early pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I remember when she would say something, everybody was like, "Yes, ma'am." And she wasn't even of authority. And it was the same thing for me. I was like, man, I gotta be pregnant more often. I'm just kidding. The 2 is enough for me, but no, we were allowed to game at our stations.
That's great.
So long as the work got done. And it was also in moderation. So clearly we had to respect our neighbors. So even though we had our own IT office, which all IT members except for the director of IT was in, we couldn't have our stuff loud, or, like, how people put the responsive lights on the back of the screens.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have something like that. And that's all very understandable. Like, this isn't your house.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think you had too many employees?
In IT?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I do think that we could have used a couple more when I was there. And I do think that anyone and everyone who was working in IT should at least have the base knowledge of what is the day-to-day necessities.
But I'm talking about, like, for the amount of hours in a day, like, do you think it's okay, like, if you were a leader of a company, to let your team, like, play video games at work?
For me, I don't mind.
Like, shouldn't they be working?
I'm in IT. So like a lot of our stuff, if we weren't handling a ticket, a need, it was kind of just dead air. So, and it wasn't one of those jobs that we can just go home and wait for the ticket, because a lot of the equipment was the main problem.
Yeah.
So we had to put hands on.
So you would just have like dead space where there was no work. And then you'd have like times where all
somebody would set a fire, because like it always happened. You would think that's one of the things that we always had a rule for. We never say it's quiet, and we never say it's slow, because that's a jinx. I don't care who you are, what you believe in. It is a jinx. Don't say that ever.
It's a sign.
It is. It is. Don't do that. It's slow. Don't say that. Every day we had like the same caller saying like they can't get into their system, they need a password reset, their laptop's not turning on. Those are like the base of the basic. Takes me like 2-3 minutes. No problem. But then you would have the fire.
Yeah.
Where all the terminals in one of the departments are down that are trying to check out customers. The cache software for the cage is unresponsive, or it's been what is the word? The integrity has been altered. So hacked, essentially. Or down on where the betting tables are, the TVs are glitching, and it's like those are the so to say fires.
Yeah.
The jackpot printer is not working. It's jammed, and the printers. Has nothing to do with gaming, but you did ask.
Yeah.
The printers were a problem only because we weren't allowed to work on them, and I know that 2 of my coworkers preferred it that way, but myself and another coworker preferred the opposite, because I'm like, I only need about a day to learn the ins and outs for all the printers on premises.
Yeah.
And once I have it, I can run with it, because you know as well as I do, I'm a fast learner. As long as I get to practice something on a regular routine, I retain it. So that's the only kicker. I learn hella fast, but I have a hard time retaining. And the printer in the cage went down on my first night alone. And of course they had a jackpot. And I'm like, oh my God. All right, I'm gonna just go downstairs. I'm gonna go deal with it. Let me see what's up. So as I'm trying to deal with it, I have 6 managers breathing down my neck, and they're yelling because they can't hear themselves. So they're yelling to try and talk over someone else. But what they don't realize is that they are overstimulating me beyond belief. So I'm on the phone with Lisa, and she can hear them. And before I can even describe to her the problem, she's like, I am on my way. When she gets there, she tells everybody, shut up. I didn't mean to name drop her, but she's my hero. When she got there, she not shut up directly. She was very tactful. She let everybody know for us to be able to do our job, she needs them to like kind of back off and to lower their voice. It was just the cat. And once she calmed them down, so to speak, we were able to see the problem, diagnose the problem, and move on from there. And what we did was, because we couldn't quite fix the printer, we took out the printer and put one in a replacement, because we had extras upstairs. So we're like, just swap it. And then when we get our third party out here to work on the printers, they can do that upstairs so it doesn't disrupt the business.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of the game when I was playing, when I got that call. But like I said, you drop what you're doing. You take care of what is needed. Never, ever do you put the business on the back burner. For one, that's how you lose great things. For 2, that's also how you get fired.
Yeah.
Because obviously, it's not going to be made in a memo, an official memo or an email stating that the IT department is allowed to play video games.
Yeah.
No. But they were fully aware what we're doing, and they were just like, as long as you get the job done first and foremost, I don't have a problem with you. No one can even see you. We didn't even have windows. If you farted, we all knew who farted. That's how like our office was.
Yeah.
But I just had to really ingrain it into this particular colleague. Like, you need to get it together. Because I understand this is a very cushiony job. But it's not going to stay that way if you keep screwing up.
Yeah.
Because you ruin it for everybody. And you know the saying, it takes one bad apple.
Yeah.
Great guy, poor work ethic. Mm. But anyway, gaming. Here on the home front.
Homefront's a good game.
Squirrel. You know, sometimes I want to test you for ADHD or ADD. But that's a different topic. Zoe loves gaming. But I think she likes watching gamers more. And I don't know if I like it, but I also am not opposed to it so long as they're not like overly idiotic.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because like SpongeBob of our time.
Yeah. 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 You know what? That's actually a really good comparison.
Yeah.
Because we refuse to let her watch SpongeBob, but she's watching streamers that are probably just as dumb.
Probably, yeah. Well, maybe not they're as dumb, but they're acting as dumb in the stream.
They're acting dumb, right? Because I have no idea what they actually are like their actual true personalities.
Yeah, because they've got to play a character.
Yeah, and she is watching family-friendly, children-friendly streamers. But they over-embellish the emotions behind everything.
Yeah, everything's super emotional.
Yes. And I noticed that Zoe has been acting in her day-to-day. And the other day you saw, I was very upset about it. I said, you need to stop doing that. Be yourself and stop doing that because we are not on a TV series.
Yeah.
It also annoys me because to me it shows that she's taking light of a serious situation, and I don't appreciate that. I also don't like that she seems to have a difficulty in differentiating reality from TV.
I can see that. She like still believes in Santa. She still like everything, yeah.
And the thing is that how the hell does she believe in Santa when we raised her not to believe in Santa?
Who cares?
And it's let me give like description. It's not like we were like Santa, don't believe in Santa, and we left it at that. We just told her straight out like Santa is just an imaginative character that was brought up in different cultures and for the holiday, for the spirit of the holiday, and we are your Santa Claus. Mommy and daddy, family and friends, we all buy your stuff.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't come and break into the house and just so happens to want to drop off presents because he broke your window or your chimney or something like that. And they're like, no. I
think that at her core, she does understand it. I think that it's nice that she still has a little bit of magic at her heart.
Yes, and that was one discussion we had before the other one. The first discussion we had, she was accepting to mommy and daddy do everything. And this is what we've done since day one. We've never gotten her to believe in Santa, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, all that jazz. And she was okay with it. And she asked if she could incorporate Santa because it's fun.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we had no issue with it. But most recently, she had an argument with me, and she said, I do believe in Santa, and I think that you're just lying to me. And I'm just like, I mean, if I told you Santa was real, then you would think I was lying to you then either way.
That's so funny. Yeah. Kids' imaginations are cool, though. She's 8.
She's also got my personality.
I think she's doing
and
great.
She's that part of the personality I'm talking about is like the trial by error. She has to prove on her own terms whether something is right or wrong.
Yeah.
And I've always been that way. Even though I'm in adulthood, I will learn something. I will learn it says this is right and this is wrong. But what I will do will be like, let's prove it. Let's test that. So obviously I don't do it with every single thing. Like if someone's like, "Hey, murder is wrong," I'm not gonna test that that fact, because it's not a theory. Um, but she's very much when it comes to personality. No, never mind. Certain things she's like me. A lot of things she's like you.
I think she just believes in the magic still.
The gaming, she's definitely like me.
I think that's fine.
That's fine. The magic stuff. I wish I had that, but that's another topic. But the gaming's definitely like me. I think Ella might be eventually if she's allowed to. She loves using the controller, even though she doesn't play anything yet.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing a game, if I don't let her use one of the gaming controllers because I don't want her to break the good ones, she'll go and grab her toy one by Fisher Price, and she'll sit down next to me, acting like she's playing the game. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. And you'll even catch her from time to time while she's holding her controller. She'll look at mine and try to replicate my thumb movements.
She's a pretty smart kid.
She is very smart. Yeah, she's about to turn 2, but she's a smart cookie.
She's so funny though. You remember like she'll get in trouble and she'll get so mad and she'll make that face and she'll stomp and she'll make that ugly face.
Yes, and now she puts her hands on her hips.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're more like fists. She doesn't put the hands on the hips, she puts the fists. And I'm like, yeah, you're just like me.
She's got so much character.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah, both of our girls do. It doesn't help that both of their parents were also very characterized, so to say. We both have very strong personalities.
Yeah.
I say it doesn't help, but who knows? It might help them in the long run.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
They don't want to be weak. They want to be strong.
So I think that Zoe is going to definitely be a gamer, but in different categories, which is fine. Perfectly fine. And I think Ella will be a gamer, but I have a feeling that she's going to create a game.
Oh, you think so?
At least one.
That's interesting.
Yes. And I know a lot of people are like, she's too young, you can't tell. But I'm like, there are a lot of things that babies and toddlers do that forecast their future.
Create a great game is crazy, though.
But Ella likes to take things apart and put them together to learn how they work.
Yeah, but that could point to engineering.
That's not normal for a 2-year-old. Or a 1-year-old.
I know.
She started when she started walking. She started doing that.
Creating a game is interesting.
Yeah. But it's just one of those feelings. It's one of those motherly instincts.
That's cool.
I think Zoe she's going to game just for fun. Mm-hmm. But I think that she's going to be more along the arts and science realm. Which is funny because that's the department for the IT that I interviewed yesterday was Arts and Science Department IT. Nice. But I think that Zoe is going to be heavily involved with arts, with her hands, sciences. She's a very inquisitive young lady, and she has an artistic hand.
She doesn't care about the answers, though.
The what?
She doesn't care about the answers. She's inquisitive because she is curious about stuff, but she doesn't want to know the answers.
That's what Bluey said in one of the episodes. When the big Bluey, she said, "I'll ask questions, but I don't really want to listen to the answer." And she asked her mom a question, and immediately started talking right after.
Terrible.
And I was like, "Oh my god, they actually do it on purpose." But no, it's just one of those things where, you know. And I know people are like, you don't know. I'm like, no, it's a mother's sense. I know she's going to do this. And if she doesn't, she does. I mean, it'll surprise me, but if she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
But gaming, Manny, like, what is your problem with gaming?
I don't have a problem. I don't have time.
Even when you had time.
I mean, think about it this way, though. Would you want to start a game that you know takes 100 hours to finish when you only have 2 hours in a month?
Yeah.
Or like a week?
Yeah.
Really?
It gives me something fun to look toward. Remember, most of my time is dealing with kids. Our kids.
Yeah.
So like that's my me time. And even though I know I'm not going to finish it for however elongated time, I'm okay with that. I'm like, it's fun. We start playing a round, not really a round. We start playing the arc.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we play, you're like, after an hour, you're like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm done. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Because that hour for me felt like 15 minutes. But that hour for you felt like all day.
I mean, it's not that excessive. Like, I enjoy it for a while, but I just don't have that attention span. I just can't play a long time.
And you're also a different type of attention span, where I'm hyper fixated on building and bettering the person, where you're like, let's go kill as much as we can.
And we never can. It's so slow. Everything is crafting and everything is waiting. It's literally all I do. I don't craft anything. I literally just stand there.
Looking at the arc specifically, because you're so bad.
I literally don't craft a single thing.
No, I do all the crafting.
I stand around and then I wait, because we also can't craft at the same time. That's the other thing, is that it would be different if the arc was up to like snuff.
Well,
like,
that's because we're on multiplayer. If we were on separate systems,
that's what I'm saying.
Separate screens,
if we could play multiplayer at the same time and we had the exact same amount of capabilities, no lag and stuff like that, I would probably be able to spend more than an hour. But most of my hour is literally sitting there doing nothing because I can't go too far. Right?
Yeah,
because
that's
then it pulls
so bummy.
you, and then you get upset. So I have to stay by, so I can't kill anyone. I can't even open the menu because it messes up your crafting. Yeah. So I literally stand there to look at like whatever we've tamed, and that's it.
Because when I'm crafting, it slows you down.
Yes.
Or if I have to pull up the one where I have to type,
can't stop, and I just walk.
Yeah, if I'm typing and you're in the middle of slashing, it's like slash, and you're like in the ocean.
Exactly. So I literally do nothing for like most of that hour. That's a boring hour, you know?
I love the arc.
But like to play with you.
There's always a but. Yeah. There's always a but. But multiplayer needs a lot of work. And I know the Arc 2 is under development.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
But like I said, it needs a lot of work.
Do you know anything about Arc 2?
No. I don't even have the expansions yet for the Arc, but mainly because I'm like, the Arc itself has so much to do. And there's lore, there's hidden lore, but the thing is that because it's not a progressive lore, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
And while I love building, I also love my storyline.
Yeah.
And because the Arc, you have to find all of the lore. It's not in order, and it's kind of tedious. I'm just like,
And there's no quest.
And there's no NPCs. I love NPCs. I know people are like, NPCs suck. I love NPCs. They're there to add flavor.
Yeah.
I truly value a fully incorporated game. And the Arc has one of my most favorite things incorporated, and that's having an open world.
Yeah.
But no NPCs, not a good enough storyline. The multiplayer is too laggy to fully enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's a little too limited when it comes to multiplayer. Like the distance ratio, you can't, like how you said, if you go too far, it'll pull me in that direction.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that if you respawn across the map, it then teleports me there.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, what the heck, dude?
It's convenient sometimes. If we could time it right.
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Like when we're fighting really, really difficult.
Yeah, and you can run up, pick up all my
dinosaurs.
Stuff, and I teleport you real fast.
Yeah.
That's convenient. I like that.
But it doesn't always happen. Like,
hey, you gotta get the good with the bad.
It's okay. And like the sleeping thing, the beds. So if I was to set up a bed for you to respawn at, you can't use it because I set it up.
Correct, unless it's one of the metal beds.
Even so,
no. The
I
big
can't
double
set
bunks?
up because I have them all over the map. You can't use them.
Oh,
I pay attention.
Very well.
Yeah, I thought that if I set them up everywhere, you could just respawn at any one of them. No, because the last time we played, only your bed. You only had 2 on the map. Only those 2 showed up. And I put multiple all over the map when I was playing by myself.
I got you.
And then the whole character thing. You spawned in as my own character.
With a beard or a mustache?
Yeah. And then your character was just sleeping.
Yep.
We're like, what the heck? How do we change this? Like, we didn't even know. Which I think I have an answer for, but I have to test it.
I want to play Portal with you.
I heard that's good. I also want to play It Takes Two.
To make a thing go right?
It takes two to make a thing go right.
It takes two to make it dynamite.
That's a great song. Anyway, there's a game called It Takes Two. And it's free, but you have to pay to play it because it's online only.
Okay.
I hate that.
What is it? Describe to me. It Takes Two.
I don't know too much about it.
Terrible.
I know. Shame. I just saw that it's a 2-player, but then I saw it was online and it was drat. I was like, drats.
Would you ever want to play Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah. I said that earlier. I was like, I need a new system.
Turn-based game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still want to give it a go. It looks very interesting. But I don't know how well I'll like it because I really don't like turn-based.
Turn-based is too boring to me. It's too slow.
Because you know what's going to happen. That's one of the reasons why I don't like playing Pokemon games.
What do you mean by you know what's going to happen?
If I hit you, you're going to retaliate. Or you're going to hit me. But it's not like you can run away, you know? Or
well, you can click run away, duh.
That's in the Pokemon, not folders.
You don't know that?
I don't. I'm assuming that you don't. But I'm not a fan of turn-based games.
I got you. I don't like them
your
like
sock
fantasy.
Is on wrong.
It's just upside down.
Yeah, it's on wrong.
What's wrong with you?
It's on wrong.
What? Does it bother you?
Yes, it does.
Sucks.
It sucks. Anyway, so you in fantasy, what about it?
Too late, I forgot. No, I'm kidding. Final Fantasy. I wasn't a big fan of that. Monster Hunter, Dragon
Quest?
Yes. Dragon Quest. Like, I just don't like them. Like, they're not interesting to me. The turn-based doesn't draw me in enough.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I also, and I know you're going to be like, egad, Batman, but I don't like Kingdom Hearts. Even though it's not turn-based, well, the card game one was, and that was trash. Because they were like, hey, everybody loves Kingdom Hearts and everybody loves Pokemon. What if we try to do them together? That's awful. But I don't like Kingdom Hearts because of the gameplay. The story is wonderful. I love the story. And I love the visuals. It's a quirky little, like, Disney-based game. But I don't like the gameplay. It's extremely repetitive.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you, quote-unquote, advance in the game, it does not change.
Yeah. The balance, the challenge-based balance, it kind of just always keeps you right in front of where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like
if I get a new key from a different, like, say I get, like, a Tarzan key, I should have some, like, crazy swinging ability.
Or I mean, you do get abilities with the keys.
Not that much, though. It doesn't really change your gameplay that much. And, like, I don't like that. And Riku is he's an attention grabber, but that's not the point.
That's hilarious.
I didn't like
just
Riku.
A random jab at Riku out of nowhere.
I didn't like Riku, I'm sorry.
Didn't bring up any character.
I didn't like, where was Mickey at the whole time? Where was Mickey at?
At what point of the game?
The whole time.
So at the beginning, he infiltrates Order 13 and he tries to take it down from the inside, and then he locks himself in. This is, I think, in the third game. He locks himself in against all the Heartless army by himself, and he single-handedly holds it down while Sora gets him ready. Yeah, no, Mickey's holding it down. Mickey does an awesome job in the game. Yeah, you just don't know the lore, big dog.
I know, I knew that part, but I'm like, he really was in there that entire time, though?
My man was working.
Mickey! But all right, respects. I don't know where Minnie was at, though.
Minnie was at home. She was the queen. She took care of the kingdom.
I guess you can't send both royals into fire because, like, someone still has to run the place.
Exactly.
But whatever. No, I'm not a fan of Kingdom Hearts. Like, the trailer that came out, I remember the trailer when it came out for the Kingdom Hearts 3. We were like, oh my god, the trailer looks amazing. And then we see the game and we're just like, yo, WTF.
There was a while where games did that though. Like they gave a cinematic, beautiful trailer.
Yeah.
And then you play the game.
Final Fantasy is like that.
And none of the gameplay is like how the trailer looks.
And I hate that. And we're in that era again with mobile gaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
You notice that?
Uh-huh.
Like none of the games, or I shouldn't say none. There's a heavy amount of games that are false advertising.
I mean, I don't play a single mobile game.
Like, they're getting away with it. And in my opinion, that's, like, heavy fraudulent. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I don't play any mobile games. I haven't played a mobile game.
I mean, you don't even have the space to do it.
Correct. Facts.
Yeah, like, we need to clean up your phone.
I have not played a game in, like, a year.
Well, mobile game, because we played Ark not too long ago, and NBA 2K, and...
Gang Beasts?
You played that with Zozo.
Yeah.
But we've played console games.
Yes.
Because we played Call of Duty over the weekend.
Yeah, I had fun with that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Call of Duty.
Yo, the NPCs on Call of Duty. Which one were we playing?
Call of Duty 4.
Trash. Not the whole game. Because I haven't played campaign yet. I've only played with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that the bots.
School will be canceled tomorrow.
Yeah, I just got the phone call.
Yep.
Oh my God, send these kids to school, man. Anyway, sorry about the ringer. The bots on Call of Duty are horrible. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. We were playing the knifing game, and they were just standing in a circle.
Because they're waiting to see us.
It was really
Did you
funny.
notice that? They just stand there looking at each other, and then once we come in view, all of them are just like, main character, knife, 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 knife. Like, what? I saw you. But the bots definitely need some work. They definitely need some work. Because I'm like, I've never played a game where they have an NPC that is technically your enemy, and they just stand around doing nothing. Because, like, they clearly don't have them coded in, the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think one thing is specifically one round in the chamber, like gun game and stuff like that, they can't knife very well.
No,
if they're not
so bad.
At a certain level of like advanced, like veteran or whatever.
And we put it on the hardest setting.
Problem.
You remember we did that, and I felt like it was even easier.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
And I'm just like, I don't think I'm killing the game because I'm good. I think I'm killing the game because the game is bad.
Correct. But then again, I also crush you in points 90%.
That was between the two of us. If the bots had the capability to act as if they were being controlled like a person, I think they would have been... I wouldn't have done as well as I did.
Yeah, but I would. I'd crush them anyways.
No, you wouldn't.
I probably would have.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm not that bad.
You're not that great either.
Facts. I think I'm right.
You're subpar when it comes to gaming. But,
I think just Call of Duty.
And I think I'm getting better than you at Call of Duty, and I
think you're incorrect still. I think you're not there yet, champ.
There was only one round where I didn't do well.
No. There was only one round.
There was one round where I didn't beat you.
What are you talking about, Becca? Every round I beat you in. What are you talking about right now?
So this weekend we're gonna spend some time.
That's fine. I hope you're ready to get
on the game,
Becca.
and I'm gonna wreck you.
Whooped
on NBA. You whoop me, and it's always because I foul you.
Both of those. Not lately. You fix your fouling issue.
No, because it's always the last quarter where I'm like, "Yo, F this man," and I start fouling you left and right, and you're like, point.
Don't need to play the game. But all I'm saying is that as soon as you start beating me with NBA, I'm gonna start picking the same level of teams as you. Because you pick LeBron every time, like his team.
Oh, the All-Stars?
Yes, you always pick the top players.
That's my only way to get good at it.
And I just pick normal teams that aren't even the best of the normal teams. I'll play with anyone.
Yeah. I only won one game against you out of all the NBA rounds that we've played together.
Yes. And just like how you've only beaten me like twice at Call of Duty.
I'm telling you, I beat you more than that.
You really have.
That's also one of your other things that you remember for a while. You were like, "You're not allowed to play this when I'm not playing with you because you're gonna get good."
It's because it doesn't take you that long. Like I know that you get good at games fast.
For me, it's just muscle memory. If I remember the controls and combos, then that's it.
And I have no time to play games. Like Other than the times that we play together. It doesn't take that
long. I don't understand you. It doesn't take that long to learn them.
When would I play a game?
It just takes me an hour. And like, honestly, within the hour, I have phases. It's the phase of learning, the phase of adapting. Okay, implementation 4 is to kick ass. Cacamouth.
Yeah,
that's my phases.
I don't have that time.
That's within 1 hour.
Yeah,
1 hour?
I don't have 1 hour.
Get that done.
Like, I don't... Like, I mean, you saw, I literally was like, oh, I'm not going to play a game, and then immediately started playing with Ella. Like, it's not like I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm always hanging out with the kids. I think it's just your
priorities, because, like, you'll say something, but your actions do otherwise.
Well, my
you're
priority
like,
is
I don't have time
to
do this, but then you're watching, like, Yellowstone. Or
I haven't watched Yellowstone in like 6 months.
Didn't you caught up?
No, right? I just stopped watching it. I don't have time.
It hasn't been 6 months. Because you were watching over the holidays, and we're in February, my guy.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like 2 months.
But like, that was just like an example. Or like, you'll be reading or watching on your phone, and I'm like, hey, Manny, you remember that thing you said you didn't have time for?
Not here. Like, what do you... Becca, first off, you never tell me that. So, like, let's not say that.
I don't say that because I feel like it's a jab, it's petty. So I just rather lay with you and, like, enjoy your time that you're chilling, too.
Oh, but that's after 7 p.m. Yeah. So, like, after 7 p.m., if I don't have a podcast, I'm giving myself time to relax, which I'm changing soon, though.
Why?
I'm going back to grinding.
That's a different topic that we need to discuss outside of this, because, like, I heard you on a phone call, and I was like, I'm not happy with what I'm hearing.
Really?
We will discuss it later.
Super funny. I actually thought you'd be happy about that.
We will discuss it
That's fine.
later.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
Man.
But the gaming...
We're at an hour, by the way.
That's cool. The gaming... I would like to see you do it more, if not for yourself, do it for like us, like we can bond. Because like gaming is such a great way to bond over. We do need more multiplayer games, and unfortunately, we're in the era where they're not making them.
Yeah, if we could play multiplayer games, like I'll do that. Like I'll sit down and play a game with you guys. I'll be honest, I might not enjoy it 100%.
For me, I just have to suck it up because I don't like a lot of the multiplayer games that are available right now. They're so bad.
Well, I mean, like, if you don't like the multiplayer games and I'm not interested in playing the games, why doesn't I play games?
Because of our kids, you know? Like, I mean, Ella doesn't...
They don't want to play. It's just
Ella
Zoe.
doesn't play because, like, she doesn't understand everything just yet, but she does sit down with us and she enjoys the quality time.
Yeah, but she'll deal with a movie, she'll deal with a game, a music video, just music. The thing is that we also don't... It's not like for our family... It's
mainly for Zoe.
Yeah, but it's not like our household where, like, video games is, like, the main form of entertainment.
No.
Like, we watch movies together, we go outside, we do hikes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's sometimes where I sit down to play the game, and then I'm like, I kind of feel bad that I'm playing a game right now.
I think that's normal.
I could do something else.
Yeah.
So I'll get up and give myself another task. Unless I'm feeling crummy, but...
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm just like, let's go make some bread.
Mm.
That's like the latest, the homesteading thing, which was on a different discussion. But the gaming, I don't have an issue with it, but that's also because it's within my interest.
Yeah.
So I definitely know that there are other things that need to be tending to. Like today, I really wanted to take Peanut to the park, but I didn't want him in my car.
No, it's snowing. It's a terrible time to
Well, that's why I wanted to take him, because he loves playing in the snow, but our backyard is so filled with his poo.
Yeah, his own poop.
I know, but it's not his fault. I mean, like, he's got to go, and he's not allowed to do it in here, and he's not allowed to do it anywhere else besides our own yard. So I'm not blaming the dog, but I wanted to take him to the park because he loves playing in the park. He loves playing fetch, and doing it at the same time. You should see the way this dog lights up.
Yeah.
But there was 2 things why I didn't do it. It's not even that I was feeling crummy. Ella does not have stuff to keep her face and hands warm. And then 2, I didn't want him in the Malibu.
Hands for sure. Face, she'll be fine.
Not so much. Because her face gets really frigid.
I know, but she'll be fine. But the hands, dude, I was outside.
She turns purple so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, you're either not built for this,
It's
or you're not ready,
right
Yeah. But that wind chill makes it feel really cold outside.
It's 10 degrees right now. Yeah, it's super, super cold. I want to talk with you about One Piece.
Okay.
So it's super long. It's too long, right? Like, am I crazy?
It's far too long.
I like One Piece. Like, I don't like that they drag out every episode.
I think, in my opinion, I think that the creators have plenty of content to feed off of. You know what I mean? You were making so much noise. It's okay. But anyway, I think the creators have plenty of content to feed off of, because you ever notice when you're watching One Piece, a lot of it is intangible with historical events, and then they use their own imagination to twist those events.
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of like how South Park operates. Like, South Park uses...
That's a hilarious stretch.
Historical events, culture, religion to fuel their content. They use everything and anything around them to fuel their content. It's a brilliant idea. And One Piece does the same thing, solely for the ideal of pirates. But in my opinion, and I know some will disagree, One Piece needed to end a long time ago. The continuous dragging out of fights, and it's like this with a lot of animes. Like, in my opinion, Dragon Ball shouldn't have lasted as long as it did. And someone might be like, well, I'm sure you like Naruto. I do like Naruto, because Naruto knew when to end. And don't get me wrong, there were some scenes that dragged on far too long.
Yeah.
But again, that's like that with almost all anime. And I can see why managers will put the creators on a timeline and say, you cannot pass this threshold.
Yeah.
Because you kill it. You kill it by, and not in a good way type of killing it. Like, you kill it in a way that we've already dragged the dead body through the grave. Leave it in the grave. One Piece needed to end a long time ago. I stopped watching after the movie came out. And I was just kind of done with it from there. Especially the movie. The movie was so misplaced, and I know some people are like, it's supposed to be canon, but
there's
I'm like...
There's a lot of movies.
This is the one where... I'm going to try and recall it, because it's been a couple years now, or a few years. But this is the one where he finds this little girl with blonde hair, and they're supposed to be finding this gold or something like that.
No clue what you're talking
about. It's not... For one, it's not a good movie. And for two, it was supposed to be canon, but it's very hard to place it in the regular storyline. So I'm just like, I can't. I also noticed with a lot of these popular animes, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball, they all lead up to a omnipotent character. Like, these creators are so obsessed with the godlike creator, or godlike character, that they can't make content without one. And I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciate smaller animes and mangas more than the more exuberant ones.
Yeah.
Because the more exuberant ones are kind of like the jocks of anime.
That's interesting.
Like, they all kind of look alike. They all have the same characteristics.
You mean like shonen?
Yeah.
It's a style.
Yeah, you remember
like
when we had the shonen magazines I used to get mailed in? But yeah. So it's just, I guess maybe it's just not my style.
I would say shonen is just a style.
Because I used to love that stuff, and I would heavily keep up on it when I did love it. But as time went on, I'm like, man, this is just like this, and that is just like this, and that is just like this, and this is just like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, most stories are like that. I mean, like, think about it. Like, go wide. Go super, super wide. A lot of
not
them... Not
just anime, right?
Correct, yeah. Not just anime, but, like, TV shows, movies. It's a young man or a young boy who's losing at something, whether it's fighting, sports, art, drawing, whatever, and then it's him overcoming those obstacles. That's it.
No, that's not just it, though.
Because
he always has a harem, And he
hilarious.
somehow becomes godlike. And he somehow becomes, but he goes from a bottom feeder.
I think that a lot of those are where the individual quirks come in. Because you see it a lot with manhwa. Like, if you read a lot of manhwa, like Korean manhwa and webtoons and stuff, like, you see a lot of it. Or manga, same thing, the Japanese manga.
Oh, like, I was just going based off of, like, the top 4.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, I'm agreeing with you. Like, a lot of it is tropes. Like, remember we talked about it? Like, there's different storylines that it's a common character arc. And so, it's easy.
Can you stop burping?
No.
That's nasty.
And so, it's easy to have a character follow a pretty standard line and then come out with a good story, like, at the end of the day. Solo leveling.
Like, you can have a good story and not be ridiculous about it. Solo leveling. Because I don't mean to derail here from where you were talking about. Solo leveling is a phenomenal story.
They changed the second season from the manhwa.
Why?
And you haven't read it. I don't know. They just did it.
Like, are we talking about good change?
I don't know. I've heard negative. I've heard that it's not as good. No. I heard it takes away from a really critical arc. I only read the
earlier manhwa of Solo Leveling, so I didn't get too far.
I could have sworn that you read part of chapter 1 and were like, I'm done. And I was like,
no,
man.
I read a good amount, but where I stopped was just a little bit before season 1 ended. I say a good amount, but I know that's not good enough. But Solo Leveling is so good, and I really hope they didn't change it to be worse, because I think that what they're doing with Solo Leveling, it makes sense.
Solo Leveling is so good.
It's top tier.
I read it so many times.
It's top tier. In my opinion, the Shield Hero season 1 and part of season 2 were phenomenal.
No.
I know you disagree.
No, season 1 was good. It was a strong season. I think
it was phenomenal. Like, you had this character that was just hated. And I'm not talking about like how Naruto was hated because he had the Nine Tails inside of him. No. I'm talking about this guy, which was religiously hated as if he was Satan himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch this, because I didn't read it, when you watch this, you're just like, there's so much hate you don't even understand. Like, no matter how much someone tries to dignify it, you're like, what?
Yeah.
But the diversity in it and the obstacles, I really appreciated. Midway of 7-2, though, they fell off.
No, it was good. It was good. It was a strong anime. I vouched
That's
for it.
That's season 1, right?
Do you remember? Yeah, like, I vouched for season 1. I liked it. I brought it to you.
You've told Keaton, and Keaton was like, I hate this.
Yeah, no, like, I liked season 1. I vouched for it. Strong anime. And I've watched plenty of anime in my time, which I was actually embarrassed about.
Why?
I don't know. It was just like a nerdy thing.
We could cover that another time. Like, we can actually do a podcast on things we were embarrassed about and, like, how we dealt with it.
Like bringing a lunchbox to school. Embarrassing.
What? We'll cover that another time. I'm curious, but we can definitely cover that another time. But, like, this, why do you think Shield Hero fell off?
They didn't know where the story was going. Like, they lost it. They brought in too many other worlds, and the story didn't make sense. The characters, like, it was just bad. Like, it was genuinely bad storytelling. Like, at its core, which is tough, because you can't recover.
I think bringing in the other world's characters was good, because this is supposed to be happening to other worlds.
Uh-huh.
But how they executed it was very poor.
Bad. It was a bad second
But that was season 2.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, season 2 started to fall off, because you introduce these characters and you're like, oh my God, they're the new threat on top of the existing threat. But it was so scatterbrained. And not in the sense of scatterbrained, like, I don't understand it. No, I understood it, but it was just bad. So, like, the first season, I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
There was a lot of emotions in the season and a lot of emotions you felt for the characters, that should be the ideal goal. Like when you're watching something, you should feel something for the characters.
Yeah.
Graphics are good. Storyline was good. Just good. Good. You know what? I shouldn't say phenomenal. It was good. Season 2, it was good.
Sucked.
Then it was questionable, and then it was like, let's jump off the cliff.
It was not good. No, from episode 1, it was not good.
From season 2?
Yes. From the drop, they were like, where are we going? No one knows. Like, it was not good from the beginning.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Because, like, I'm still keeping up with it.
I don't think they're still going back. I think they're done.
I don't know. I'm waiting for a new season.
You are going to be waiting a long time.
I'll just Google it, and then I'll stop waiting if they're like, hey, we're not making another season.
You're not getting that third season. Not after that terrible second one.
Of shows and how bad they are. Live action Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix edition.
I haven't seen it.
Yes, you did.
Oh, episode 1. I thought it was fine.
Terrible.
I thought it was fine.
Terrible.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to go ahead first.
No. Terrible
okay,
deserves
let me tell
to
you,
go ahead first.
It was terrible. Let me tell you, okay? So, Manny knows I have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar Legend of Korra on repeat because those are my palate cleansers. Since they came out and since they were available on streaming, I watched them. But you want to say, like, I binge watch all seasons and episodes every elemental season, like spring, summer, fall,
probably, yeah, something like
and
that,
winter, like,
which is crazy.
I binge them because they're also like that cool down for me. Like, I have a lot going on right now. Avatar.
Yeah, you haven't done it for winter yet.
No, I did. I already did it.
Oh, did you? That's hilarious.
Yeah, but that's also one of the reasons why I'm like, when I watch the live action, I'm like, no, this is not what happens.
When it came to the live action, you were upset about the story, but it's not supposed to be a like cut for cut remake.
But they also changed demeanors. They also changed events and how things take place.
Yes, because it's not a cut for cut remake.
Who said that?
It's just a fact. Like, it's not a cut for cut remake.
It's not a fact. That's an idea.
Becca,
if it's a fact, it's proven. So where did you get that info?
Was it a cut for cut remake from what you saw?
It was no. Okay, it's horrible.
So then the fact is it wasn't a cut for cut remake. Like, what are you talking about?
But you're saying it's a fact that it is a cut for. It's not supposed to be a cut for cut. So where did you see information saying that? Hey, the live action is not
Where
going to be a cut for cut.
Where did you see that it was supposed to be a cut for cut?
No one said anything about it.
Correct, because it's not.
So it's assumed that it's supposed to be like the anime.
No. Just like all the Willy Wonkas. Like how, for example, you just watched the most recent Wonka, and for some reason you thought it was going to be a cut for cut.
No,
for the other ones.
You told me it was going to be based on his childhood, but I was like, his childhood on the second movie was with his dad, and he was miserable.
Exactly, and from the beginning, you saw that it was a different story.
Yeah, but that's completely different.
No, it's the same thing, sweetheart. It's the same
The original Willy Wonka, you don't see either parents. You don't know anything about his previous life.
It's the same character, but told in a different world.
Oh, spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, but it's the same character told in a different world. Things are different. It's not like you're taking.
We're gonna have to look
Willy
this
Wonka
up.
No. This is just a fact.
No, I don't think it's a fact because you can't tell me where you're getting this info or that it's actual factual.
You're literally watching a show that's not the same. Like, that's it. That is a fact. It is just not the same show. Like, they have the same characters, but the story's not going to be told the same. Just like for One Piece. The live action One Piece is not a cut for cut for the anime. And that bothered me because I did not like the way they took the story. But it doesn't change the fact.
The live action Airbender is supposed to be based on...
Yeah, based on, for sure.
The animated series.
Of course it is. It's literally based on the animated series.
Usually when something's based on something, it's supposed to be.
Just like all the Willy Wonkas, just like all the live action.
Okay, so let's think about the cut for cut. Because there's one thing to be slightly different and then be totally different.
No, it's just like Halo. It's not the same.
How is it like Halo? Like, the games, the Master Chief games and the side games.
Live action.
No, hold on.
No, I mean, I'm telling
you.
But
the games are based on the books. Well, the first Halo game came out first, and then they made the books, and then the following games were based on the books. and the
but they're
games
not going to be cut
were
for cut.
nearly cut for cut. They didn't change scenes. They took a scene, they stuck with the scene.
But this wasn't supposed to be like that.
The series itself was supposed to be based on Halo 1 and then Halo 2.
Correct.
The Master Chief.
It's based off of it. But as you saw, they take their own liberties. Everyone does that. It's
trash.
Just a director thing.
It's trash.
I get it, but
that's why it did so poorly.
Is just don't base it off of that being like the point of success.
Then what's the point? Make your own new story.
I agree. Like, I get with that. Like, I agree with that mindset that.
But you also agree with it not to have to be cut for cut?
No, I'm just saying that don't get your hopes up for something that we should know by now.
Get out.
We should know by now that's how it is.
No,
when we watch the Becca,
I didn't really pay attention to One Piece. You know what the first live action that ruined it for me? Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball Z movie was horrible.
Name one live action that you've seen that was in fact a cut for cut of the anime or of a cartoon.
I watched Dragon Ball and then the Avatar movie, and I was like, never again am I watching live action.
Well, let me tell you then, up front, they're all like that. All of them take their own liberties. It's literally how it is. Just like Harry Potter, just like everything else, like it's not cut for cut. Like remember in episode 7 of Harry Potter where the entire castle goes together because Professor McGonagall ends up casting the spell.
Yeah, I was so tight about that.
Exactly. They
did well with the other movies, and they had to cut out some of the things. However, with most of the scenes that Harry Potter had to do, they still stuck to a lot of the scenes from the book.
For sure, because they go based off that. And some directors are going to take more from the story itself.
But the director admitted that they couldn't do it because of budgeting reasons.
No, for sure. But like, for example, Percy Jackson,
Percy Jackson was trash too. Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, they were trash too based on the books. I freaking love the books. I completely forgot.
I know you forgot. Don't worry. I didn't forget. I'm remembering all of these live actions. Every single director took their own liberties. Like, I get it. I cannot base a live action on how good it is if I'm looking at it frame for frame of the anime.
When you're doing a live action based on a game, a book, etc., you should be doing your utmost best to follow the original storyline.
That's just your opinion.
I'm not done yet. It's not just my opinion. It's the masses' opinion. But I'm not done yet.
That's an opinion.
When you make changes, they should be slight and not to where they completely alter the storyline. And that's what happened with Atla. Atla means Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Name me one live action that did that.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Harry Potter is big on following the books as best as they did.
Anything else you've got other than Harry Potter? Because we've also agreed that Harry Potter also, although trying, missed tons of stuff from the books.
It was mainly the last two books that had to miss out on quite a bit.
Because we've had conversations while watching them, like the cake in the first episode, like they act differently.
The movie?
Yeah, in the movie, sorry. Like, in all of them, like, there's plenty of information that gets cut. People have to make that decision. Name me another live action. Like, Becca, that's how they do it. All directors take their own. That's fine. Stop. But I
like, the director of Bird Box. Do you remember?
Yeah, which also changed the story.
It's not an anime, but it was a book. I was not happy that she decided to take out the gory parts of the book because they weren't aligned with her values.
Yeah.
Why would you choose to direct a book that is horror and gore? She also chose not to reveal the angels
until
that were
end.
Essentially the enemies.
Yeah.
No, they were never visually revealed. Yeah. And because they also did not align to her cultural and religious values. Like, why would you choose to direct this if they're going to be such a problem with yourself? I think when it comes to that type of extreme, hands off. Back off. Give it to someone that can give it the credit it deserves.
Warhammer 40K, that's up right now with Henry Cavill and Amazon. And I think that they're attempting to go pretty close to the storyline of the Warhammer world.
Speaking of Henry Cavill, I have to give him props for really, really acting true to the characters. He gets so into his character that he's supposed to be, which was one of the main issues with The Witcher. That he wasn't happy with the producers and the directors going in a different route than the original story.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, if you don't know, he's a heavy gamer. And he's also a heavy reader. So he values what he's putting all this time in, and he really gets behind the characters.
Yeah.
Especially when he's acting. And the main debacle, so to say, with The Witcher was that he didn't come to an agreement with the producers there because they wanted to change the storyline and the character's development from the game and the books. And he didn't agree with it, so that's one of the reasons why he's no longer playing The Witcher.
Yeah.
Which is such a shame because he did it wonderfully.
Yeah, that reminds me of I cannot remember his name, but for Star Wars World.
Wars World?
Yeah, like in the Star Wars like universe.
Oh, okay. I got you.
There was this dude as an actor. He was the Star-Lord like character, like it was based off of him.
Star-Lord is
there's another one
you're not talking about Avengers, right?
No, I'm not talking about Avengers. I'm talking about in the I'm pretty sure it's Star-Lord. I might be wrong. I don't know.
Go ahead, keep describing.
Maybe. But it's the dude, he's Darth Vader's apprentice.
Okay.
But the same actual actor is also in Return of the Clones, the animated series.
Okay.
And he's Darth Maul in that. Well, he's half of Darth Maul because there's actually 2 voice actors that do Darth Maul.
Dude, that animated series was fire, but continue.
Yeah, but he is actually a core part. Like, he was part of the very beginning, and he was also a fan, so he genuinely put in his own voice. Like, they would bring something up, like, oh, Padme meets Anakin's mom for the first time, and then he was like, oh, well, actually, it wasn't the first time they met. In fact, they met in episode 2, or episode 1, and that's the first time they met. And so you can't have this dialogue in this part of Clone Wars. And, like, he literally, like, called out, like, the actual group that was directing Star Wars at the time. I
appreciate that, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Because you have so many of these producers and creators that are constantly changing things. And they're altering the lore that made us fall in love with these storylines. And I know you're not big on that stuff. But I'm kind of passionate about it because I'm like, these stories are beautiful.
No,
and they really fuel the imagination. No, you like it. I love it.
Okay.
There's a difference. I really appreciate the creativity that goes behind this stuff. So when you have an exterior role coming into play and they're like, you know what? I want to change this from fantasy to chic. We're like, no, you're taking out all of that imaginative spirit and all of that beautiful fantasy that we all thrive to see. And when they change it so much, it's not just the change that we don't like. It's not about change. It's about what you're changing it to. That's the problem. And like in Atla, the series, you remember through the first episode, I'm like, I cannot keep watching this because it's so bad. It's not just the demeanor that they changed about Aang, but the way that they meet him, the way the Fire Nation attacks the temple, the characters' roles. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I liked Sokka. I liked what they did with Sokka's character.
Sokka was okay, but I mean, he was still missing that goofy, and he was still missing that, like, he's kind of clumsy for quite some time. And with Katara's character, it's cool that they were close to the races that they're supposed to be, but I don't see it being like racial appropriation being that hard set on. I just want you to be the role that you're supposed to be playing, actor-wise.
Yeah, you want to cut for cut. Like, I get it.
Not cut for cut. I like don't change it to where now we have an entirely new storyline.
Yeah, but that's cut for cut.
Like how
you don't want them to change the story. Like, you want the director to watch the anime and then make a live action, which is the exact story of the anime. Like, that's what you want.
It's not that, like I said, how
then
they made the changes, how it's going to
story,
change the entire story.
Correct, but that's the point. Like,
but if they change the entire story, that's why I'm like, just make your own new creation.
So then you want a cut for cut.
Maybe. That's why I'm like, it depends on what they're changing, because some of the things that they change alters the entire story. That's
so
not...
you want...
No, Manny, God damn it. Sorry for cursing and like the Lord's name in vain, but like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, there's a middle ground here.
Not really, because you're saying that, Becca, any change they make in the beginning is going to change the last season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
that's
almost like the butterfly effect. Like, any small change in the beginning is going to end up being, like, as far as major storyline changes, and then if you're saying that you don't want major storyline changes, then you do want it to be the same, right? Like, if you don't want it to change a core part of the story, then you want it to be the same as the anime. You're just avoiding saying that you want it to be the same, and I don't know why.
I want the storyline to be the same.
Correct.
But if there's minor changes that don't alter the storyline,
like what?
That's different.
Like what? Because I don't understand. Like, because it's tough to say you can make changes, but don't.
Katara's grandmother told Aang that the entire Fire Nation took out the Fire Nation took out the Air Temple.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't find that out until they travel to the Air Temple. Like, the whole time, he's just still in bliss.
Got it. So do you want him, like, you would rather them not have made that change?
Yeah, because that changes his demeanor from the drop, which means that now he's going to make different changes averted from the storyline.
Yeah, so you want the same story as the original Atla. Like, you want it to be the same. I don't know why you're avoiding saying you want it to be the same. Like, it
because
seems
I was
like you're
saying,
fighting
there's some minor changes that can be made that won't alter the story.
Very well.
And then there are some changes that will majorly alter the storyline.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to majorly alter the storyline, like I said again, make your own damn creation. Why is it so hard for people to make their own new creation? That we're also in not to go on a tangent, but we're also in a new, not necessarily a new era, but we're in an era that everything's just being recreated.
It's big.
It's not even recreating. Like, you're just taking the same old things over and over again and making quote unquote new.
Yeah.
Stop it. Have you really run out of ideas? Go get new creators. There are millions of people in the world, and you're telling me that you can't find a new story? Like, what? And like, I know a lot of people like really appreciate the live action renditions.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm like, I'm waiting on something new. And I mean, like, new.
Yeah.
I don't want, let's say, what has been done over and over again. Another Superman movie.
Lion King 2, live action.
Lion King was horrible. And the new Lion King, I haven't seen it yet, but the new Lion King is Mufasa's story as a child.
Yeah.
Mufasa and Scar. Which I wouldn't have an issue watching. That's something that I'm like, all right, I don't have any precursor ideal on it, so like I might like it, I may not, but
as long as they stay within the universe that they've created, that would be something. Go outside of it,
because if you go outside of it, it's going to be really hard to match that up to what's already existing. Especially since
its own story.
The Lion King doesn't have multiple universes.
Yeah, it's all part of one.
Exactly. So like even the Lion's Guard kind of screws with the original story.
I've heard that.
That's the Disney Junior show. Yeah, it's really like out of the water type of. I don't know.
They were trying some different stuff.
They were trying, but they reached a little too far, and they missed their mark still. That's like, I don't know if it's to this extent, but it was like trying to cheat and you still lost. So I'm gonna give that the Mufasa storyline. I'm gonna give it a go. Only when I can watch it either on someone else's account or for free, but I'm not paying to watch it. Especially since we went to the theaters to watch the Lion King live action.
Yeah.
And we were so excited. You fell asleep. That was the first time I've ever seen you fall asleep during a movie, especially in the theaters.
I've only done it twice. That and March of the Penguins.
That one, yeah.
That was terrible.
March of the Penguins is set up to make kids fall asleep.
For real.
Yeah. Like I use that to put our girls to sleep. That's so funny.
I think it was Morgan Freeman too.
Yes, it was. We own that. We own the disc. Yep. First and second one. Hilarious. Oh, but no, it's just these renditions are crazy, crazy. Beauty and the Beast is getting another spin up or whatever you call it.
Is it the same story again, or is it
same story
the
again?
Next level, like the next part?
Same story. I thought they were going to do something like prior to show what exactly transitioned during the village, when they all got the curse and whatnot, and how they adapted. But no, same story.
Yeah,
new actors. Give it a rest. It's crazy. Snow White. There's rumors that Snow White's going to get another new movie. Completely separate from the other ones. Same story, new actors.
Yeah. Oh, again?
Yeah.
Like which? Well, I know that.
I don't know if it's going to stick to the classic lore or the kid lore. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say this might be weird to say, but I know the Right made one. There was this. I cannot remember it, and it's crazy. I can't remember.
Are you talking about the Grimm's Hollow?
The Daily Wire.
Oh.
The Daily Wire. I think it's them. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But the Daily Wire, they are really into... I mean, they're on the right. They're like a news organization.
What do you mean on the right? Are you talking about political?
Yeah, politics.
Oh.
And they created a right-wing version of the movie, and it was like a major film. And it was like
his movies.
It was kind of like as a response to a major left movie that was done. I don't remember which organization created it. But yeah.
This is the world we live in.
Yeah, it's funny, right?
That's petty
Isn't
action.
that hilarious?
That is so petty. But, oh my God. I would like to see new creations. And I would also like to see that if these so-called creators are doing renditions of what's already out there, they stuck to what's already out there. Because live action has so much potential behind it. To show what it would look like with a real person having these magical powers and like these far off things that you could never imagine, right? But then they falter all the damn time. And it's like, it's easy for someone to enjoy if they're not already behind the original stories. Like they're like on the Halo, the Halo show. Yeah. You know how I'm on the groups on Facebook?
Yeah.
I'm in the Halo group. And the only people who like it are the people who didn't play the games.
Yeah.
Or didn't watch the shows and didn't read the books. So those are the only people who like it. And then those of us who did play the games, read some of the books, some people read all of the books. We stuck up on the side series such as Halo Nightfall. And the Halo movies, while not great, they were still decent. The show was just that bad. And when the show initially started, I was like, okay, this is the view of a citizen and or a rebellion, to be specific. So we get to see that side. But when they brought in the chief, I knew it was going to get dicey. Because when it comes to the chief, he has a very specific timeline. And the thing is a lot of people are like, well, it's showing what doesn't happen in the games. I'm like, well, the thing is, in the games, there's these lore storage containers. So as you're playing, you pick them up and you find out about the Chief's past, humans past, and the Forerunners. So it's filling in the gaps in between what you don't play and see directly on the game. So you're already getting the entire storyline. And even when you play the Halo side games, ODST, Reach, Wars, they're also filling in the gaps of when Master Chief's doing his business, what's going on with the rest of humankind. And that's why I'm like, people really try to justify the show, but it really fell through. And one of the things that they faltered the worst in was not even the sex scene, the unnecessary sex scene.
Master Cheeks.
But where they essentially unleashed the flood.
Mm.
And the flood was not released in a research lab, or not a human research lab. It was released in a flood research lab on a flood. I can't remember if it was a ring or a planet. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this. It was a ring. And it was also released by the Covenant. Accidentally. So I'm like, what the heck's going on? And the artifact that she grabs that contains a flood spore, like that was never a thing. It shouldn't have happened. So I'm like, they're going to they canceled the show, but if they had continued, they would have to completely reconstruct all of the Halo lore.
Yeah, they already retconned it, saying that it was a different universe.
They said that. But it was so difficult for people to get behind I think that's one of the reasons why it failed. For them to cancel it, they owned up to it. At least they canceled it.
I guess. I don't know. For me, every live action is like that. Like, in all honesty, as someone that...
Yeah, but some are just worse than others.
No, for sure. But as someone that, like... As someone that gets... As a director... which sounds weird, but like, as a director, like, of a show or something, you want to make it your own.
But you're not a director of a show.
I know. I'm just saying. That's why I was like, I don't know why I said, like, as... But I can certainly see that you're driving the boat. Like, you want to make the story something of your own and push it through a different narrative. And as a viewer, all live action is like that. Mm. Every single live action...
It's essentially just plagiarism.
Picks what... Well, not necessarily. I mean, they pay for it. Like, there's certainly loops that go into it. It's not plagiarism. Mm. They're very well within their own compliance to do it.
It's only because there's laws that say so.
I mean, it's not like they're not paying the original owner of it. Like, there is an IP that goes with it.
I'm sure to an extent.
I'll be honest, Becca. I think you're just salty. Like, you just want
sure ain't Peppa.
You just want it to be a cut for cut. Or as close to a cut for cut as it could possibly be.
I think this Halo show would have been fine.
Any major change.
With it being in a different direction, I think it would have been fine if they didn't include the Master Chief. Or Cortana. Like, the major characters that make the Master Chief storyline. Dr. Halsey, Captain Keyes, Colonel Keyes. Those are all characters in the Master Chief's realm.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are times where Chief does meet up in the side stories with other characters. But they would have gotten away with their storyline if they didn't include him in the other the other major characters. If they just went with Halo and like they chose a far off galaxy to go with it with the Covenant, it would have been fine because like in Halo, humankind is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, like not literally everywhere, but we've gotten to a point where like space travel and we've spread out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, sure, we'll just go for that. I want cut for cut.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna make minor changes, but not to the point where it alters the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Or severely changes the character, like Master Chief. Master Chief doesn't take up in sexual content, so
yeah. Like I said, I've seen plenty of live actions, and I've seen the original source work. It just doesn't happen, like at all.
I can't tell if Dragon Ball was the worst, or if it was Avatar, The Last Airbender, the movie.
I think Dragon Ball was the worst. Dragon Ball was crazy.
Avatar was also horrible. So, like, honestly, I may just have to have a day where I just watch horrible live actions and rank them.
Sure.
Not on a podcast, but just like, hey, sure. Manny, this is what I think.
I think it's like that specific Dragon Ball
so
movie,
bad. Dragon Ball was terrible.
He was literally a normal guy who just happened to be named Goku, wasn't a Saiyan. Like, it was everything was different.
So bad. But that was the rendition that the director wanted.
No, for sure. Like, I agree. I just think that the story itself was also bad. Like, there was nothing helping it.
Yeah. But I'm sure we can make this like there's going to be a part 2 to this after I go ahead and watch some live actions. But I am ready to call it. And if you're okay with it, I say good night.
Deuces. Bye.